back and thanks for staying with us. Continuing from where we left off yesterday, today's discussion revisits this fast-developing controversy, which has now moved from public allegations to official scrutiny. In a paid advert released today, Aliko Dangote doubled down on his claims against the CEO of the Nigerian Midstream and Downstream Petroleum Regulation Authority, Farouk Ahmed, detailing allegations of unexplained wealth. Following this, the House of Representatives Committee has summoned both parties, signaling the matter has now crossed into the realm of legislative oversight. Dangote alleges that Mr. Ahmed spent about $5 million on the secondary education of his children abroad, a figure he insists doesn't align with the regulator's known income and therefore warrants investigation by tax and anti-corruption authorities. Online reactions have been sharply divided. While some Nigerians praise Dangote for speaking truth to power, others accuse him of weaponizing personal information in a regulatory fight, warning that such tactics could undermine due process. This raises a crucial question. Is it appropriate for private citizens, no matter how influential, to publicly name and reference the children of a public official over policy disagreement? Join the conversation by calling us on 020-1635-2013 or 090-2416-3440. You can tweet to us at TVC Connect, #YourView, so that we can read your tweet on s.com. And we're also streaming live on YouTube, where we'd love to read your comments as well. So ladies, this matter, we discussed it a bit yesterday. We didn't hear the opinion of Nima and Amaka, and so I think that we should start from first hearing your initial thoughts concerning this drama that has been unfolding over the past few days.
Thanks.
The drama starts.
Opportunity to talk my own. So, allegation does not make anybody guilty, so this is not about guilt. But this kind of allegation opens up a bigger issue. The NMDPRA, former DPR, is a regulatory institution. And whoever sits at the head of it wields a lot of power as regulators. If you see Petroleum now, you know, I was reading this and gathering more angles of the matter. I've already voted. So the beneficiaries of him will, of course, have voted. He's an impeccable character. Now we pay. That's the Nigeria we live in. But how does it translate to the general 230 million? That's what they say we have now, 300 million of Nigerians and the lives that is supposed to impact, which his position is supposed to ensure there's a balance from capitalists and there's a balance from, you know, how much Nigerians are losing. The interest of more Nigerians, balancing the capitalist quest for profit and the lives of Nigerians. That's where he sits on. The quality of petrol that comes, you know, the job he has, I'm going to even find the specifics, so I'll read it out after a while, but he wields such an important position. Also, a disproportionate, amount from what he earns and what his expenditure is. He's supposed to wake us up. Yeah. By this morning, the president should be asking for the resignation. Or step aside till you are investigated. If they don't clear you, don't come back, that kind of thing. Because this is huge. This is how we were. Remember under President Buhari, we kept asking, why don't we have our own refinery? What is clogging it? They say dollar today, dollar tomorrow. Price will go up, this and that. Subsidy payment was removed by the former president. Then it was suddenly introduced again in certain names. And Nigerian powerful people were ensuring that their children will never know lack, while the larger population of Nigerians in the villages would never. Some people, it will still be a dream that, you know, they will have a school education in their life. It will be a dream that, oh, that thing is too far from me. It won't happen in my lifetime. I will dream it for my next generation to come. In this same country, while this is happening. I'm not saying this allegation means guilt. I'm saying just the nature of the allegation itself is so serious that it shouldn't be smearing the name of somebody in that position. Without showing us you are not an entrepreneur, you have not shown us profit, you're a public office holder, that your salary should be with the Code of Conduct Bureau, your salary and your earnings should be public, and then you have a lifestyle unexplainable that is disproportionate to what you earn.
It's worrisome,
It is a lot. But let me
Let you pause there. Let you pause there so I can come in. So I like the fact that you came in from that angle. So because you came in from that angle, let me come in from another angle. And the angle I'm going to start
triangle today.
So I'm going to start with because I like to be fair. And let me start with a question. So the question I want to start is, this allegation of corruption, is it just an insinuation, or was it presented with clear, verifiable facts? Because Nima, we are both lawyers, and we know what the court says. That what is it? Innocent until proven guilty. And anybody can come and allege. And when you allege, the burden of proof is on you.
Let me answer.
So let me finish now. It's on you to come and tell us, to come and show us the proof of the evidence of the corruption. Because you cannot say that the president should have expected this man to step down because an allegation of corruption was made. That means any Tom, Dick and Harry, that's how they used to call it, can just come and say, this person did that person did that, then everybody just be resigning left, right, and center. Not be so they do the thing now. This is an allegation. And the allegation is two people fighting over something. And then this, so when two people are fighting, anybody out of heat or anger can say anything. Has he, number one, we know it's different that he said that this allegation of corruption is that this man's lifestyle, like Nima said, lifestyle, like that's the word, lifestyle. That they said he's wearing Rolex wristwatch.
I don't even want to
come. Or that they said he's flying PJ left, right, and center. He's going to Ibiza. He's in social place. He's living one kind of. He's always in Harrods. They said school fees, and we all know that these days plenty scholarship has been flying left, right, and center in different universities. By the time you write letter, they give scholarship. Write letter, they give scholarship. And scholarship can be given. Yes, now because back in the day through NGGC, do you know the amount of Nigerians that went to school by scholarship? So first of all, we need to verify how did this. I think they said the school fees. How did these children? How did they end up in this Switzerland school? Is it by a letter that was written?
Paid up front, Amaka.
Let me arrive. That's allegation. That is still. Let me still. Okay. Have they printed his what do they call him? His bank statement to show us that this money left from his account, came from his account, and they come, or whether it is money that came from family history or from his grandfather.
She's a lawyer.
They come. No, see, because Mima, we have to look at this thing. This man is still innocent until proven guilty. If tomorrow they not bring the evidence, I'll say, hey, corruption. I will finish him. I'll cut him. I'll finish him. But for now, we have to bring out all the angles. Is this scholarship? Did someone pay the money? Did the money come from his account? Did the money come? Is there a family trust? Oh, we don't know. So, as Dangote has said and alleged this corruption practice, let them also bring proof. And they want to investigate the matter. That is what we're saying. So we cannot test that this man is guilty when we've not shown evidence to the facts.
Dangote has formally petitioned the Independent Corrupt Practices and Other Related Offences, demanding investigation, prosecution of Ahmed for alleged corruption, abuse of office, and unexplained wealth. And he did a breakdown. He said these 4 children, these are schools that you can go and find out how much were they paying 2 years, 3 years ago. I'm coming, make you know say
is this scholarship?
No, their school fees were paid. Faisal Farouk, he called the school. Also all the children, they called the school. These are schools in Switzerland, 4 different schools for all 4 children. Their secondary school education costs an estimate of $200,000 per child per year. Tuition, upkeep, travel. $800,000 annually for all 4 children in the secondary school in question. 4.8 million over 6 years, rounded to about 5 million in total. He did his findings. I'm coming. Then he knows his background. He's from Sokoto, where Dangote says that an average person there still struggles to pay a modest school fees of about 100,000. Now, he is not known to sit on the board of any company or that find any company and any profits. We have people who, when they are in public office, they will have come from their private business background. And we still have cross contracts where they will, do something. When you hold this kind of position, kickbacks are also something. We see the people who have voted vote of confidence today. They are businessmen. When a man of Dangote's caliber makes an allegation of this nature against somebody, I pity the person. You know why I pity the person? Somebody who can afford such a fee is saying, why are you doing that, paying that fee in your regulatory capacity? You know, if this was against a senator, you're not going to pay me.
Can I speak as a Nigerian who's not a lawyer?
Please.
Let's hear your...
Okay, so for us as regular Nigerians who are not lawyers, for us this is a huge revelation, albeit an allegation, but it is still a huge revelation because as Nigerians we already suspect that we have people who are in offices who are definitely living above their means.
Yep.
So yes, at face value, he already looks guilty. Even without this information, we have already painted them with a particular brush, that these people are making money off of us. Instead of money that's supposed to go into the coffers of the country to help us in different ways, is being spent on them. We see their lifestyle. In fact, you know what? We don't really need to see these numbers to tell to a certain extent. You are a colleague, as a colleague of someone in a particular office, you know what they earn, you know what their lifestyle should sort of be, and then you see how they live. Even you have your suspicions. You're a family member, you come from a particular community. One or two questions you ask, you're like, this sounds suspicious, but it's what we also expect of people in those positions. Yeah. They are meant to chop where they work, you know, so it has almost become like a culture. Now we have this allegation, names have been called, figures have been given to us. What we're asking now is proper open investigation. We don't want anything to be swept aside. We don't want any group to call people aside in the privacy of anything. Just let us look through this. See, we've always talked about whistleblowers, and I feel like Dangote is the whistleblower of this year 2025. Ultimate. You know, and what we have always said that sometimes the whistleblower is he's castigated for daring to, you know, tell his version of the story without even proper investigation. People who have power or influence, usually a whistleblower is someone who doesn't have as much power or influence as the person he's whistleblowing on. So those sort of people tend to find ways to shut that person down. But now, as Nima said, we have someone of a particular caliber who is willing to, I'm sure, use his money to go to whatever length to prove what he has alleged. So for us, we just want to see open, clear investigation. And if he is seen to be corrupt, then please, by all means, let us take proper measures. And then let this also be, and I hope that for Dangote, it's not only the fact that this is about his business, right? Which is good, but I just hope that more people of this caliber can come out and whistle blow on these things. I remember Tony Elumelu some years ago, I think it was 2 years or so, talking about having you know, decided to go into the oil and gas business, and a lot of money is being lost. All the
you see that Tony Elumelu's connection.
So it was he whistle blew on the whole industry and saying, see, the crude oil theft is huge, it's massive. What we're getting is a small percentage compared to what is being stolen. Until people like that speak, sometimes we don't know. And when people like this speak, the thing is, already we think they're coming from a place of honesty because they have a lot to lose and they have no time to dilly-dally with small matters. You know, these are people that are willing to put their money where their mouths are.
We'll take a quick break. When we return, we dig further into, should Dangote even be saying all of these things? Stay with us, we'll be right back.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.
And thanks for staying with us. So before we went on the break, Mariam dropped a bomb about the fact that just before, a few years ago, it was Tony Elumelu that was spilling the beans about the challenge and the corruption and the theft that is happening within the crude oil sector. That they call the upstream sector, and it was impossible for it to be carried out without some military involvement. And we saw the improvement that took place after, because when they now put in the right light and attention into that area, our crude oil production increased. But it came in because Tony had something at stake. Dangote also has something at stake. Should we really be listening to people that have something at stake?
Yes,
because why has it not been ongoing since and they don't know?
No, you see that has something, not somebody that has nothing to do. Sorry, Amaka. Most Nigerians don't even know what is happening. They can't even analyze what is happening. They don't even know where to on torchlight. It is the investors who know, oh, this is the person blocking this. This should have happened, but somebody, let me tell you what the NMDPRA boss does. He regulates. The regulator is not a known entrepreneur. I said, tell me the company he has. He regulates fuel importation and pricing. What is the problem we have been dealing with for generations? Why did we have fuel queues in the past? Licenses and permits for people operating in that field. Downstream and midstream petroleum activities. He also sits on decisions of this nature that affects millions of dollars. Investors' funds, kickbacks. It's a cycle in that business.
All right, let me take
the implication for our society of this kind of activity, that if we don't do something about it, I will take when you come from your call.
Comrade Daniel has called in from Port Harcourt. Welcome to the show. Good morning. Hello, Comrade Daniel. You are live. I can't hear Comrade. Maybe Comrade is not connected. So we are going to move on back to what you were
Hello,
saying.
good morning.
Oh, Comrade is back.
Good morning, ladies.
Good morning.
Comrade.
Please, I want to come from another angle.
It's not
I
a
want to come
rectangle.
from the angle of Niger Delta people.
Thank you.
These Niger Delta people every part of Niger Delta is looking for intervention. And some people, just school fees. Oh, who knows the kind of bole or I will do that those children will be eating, how much it will cost. How can we be begging for our refineries to work? And those that are responsible, those that should be making the policies, those that should help the refineries work, so that we in the Niger Delta, inside this bush, inside this creek where I'm watching you people from, can see kerosene. Imagine from Niger Delta you cannot see kerosene, diesel or fuel. The people are making money. Look at the amount we are calling. Just to pay school fees. We are not talking about the flight or who knows the shoe, the sandals, who knows the singlet these people will be wearing. Oh, this is just one side of it. Who says Dangote is not thinking very well? If it's me that I am frustrated like that, I will go to every length to go and know this man, this manager that is doing this. Why and where is he getting his resources from? Yes, even if it's because of his business. How can one open such business and he cannot get screwed, or they are frustrating him to serve the people of Nigeria? I am not even expecting him to prove anything. Now he has just alleged. It is left for the rights agencies to go and investigate. Come and tell us what is happening there. It is very shameful that the world will always hear, hey, Nigeria did this. Yes, look at the good ones when we want to break our record. When we want to break the negative record, oh, number one, please, let them do something. We are watching with keen interest. It is so shameful. It's so shameful. Let me listen to you people are watching. You people look very beautiful and responsible. Thank you very much for this.
Thank you
so much, Daniel.
Before we look responsible, an average Nigerian youth hearing this, knowing that somebody can just be in office, doesn't necessarily have to earn the school fees of his children. Now, somebody has already informed us that Swiss schools are not scholarship schools. They are not schools that you apply. They are schools that you pay for. They are no pay. What's it called?
They have scholarships.
It's about status. It's a class of things.
But they also have scholarships.
So maybe it's a trust fund, like Amaka said. But then this is a Muslim man. Very unlikely that he inherited a trust fund. Yes.
Islam doesn't allow it.
No, not that Islam doesn't allow it. I'm just saying it's quite unlikely because insurance and all of these, the conventional terms are not Islamic terms. And it's from, I'm just saying maybe it's a different kind of northerner.
Well, now it's another level.
Then people who are playing in that sector, investors, some of them would have hit this kind of blocks and clogs in the wheels and wonder, I don't have the money to invest in this business because what I will use to settle is more than what I will gain. Some people will think this risk is too high. The entire implication for us as a nation, if we're a serious-minded nation, is huge. We should more than not just investigate this. Why is the CBN governor presently being detained? Has he been released? Anybody here has met bail terms? He's still
The
being
former
detained. Former CBN governor. Still being detained for things like this.
So,
and we don't want to investigate something as serious as this.
It's thank you. Let me hear you before.
I want to jump in here, and the reason I want to jump in here is this, right? First off, we have a culture, and I always love, like, whenever we want to have a conversation here, Nima always comes from the cultural perspective. So I'm going to also come from that Nima's cultural perspective of, in Nigeria, culturally, it's so funny how there's lots of kickbacks, lots of gunje, lots of thank you, so many things are allowed. And that's something we need to stop for public officers. Public officers should not receive, like abroad, you're not allowed to receive gifts. You're not allowed to receive, as in, it's not allowed. But fortunately, unfortunately, in Nigeria, it is a thing that has not even become that. If you don't even bring the thank you, is a problem, right? There's corruption within the oil and gas industry. I'm an oil and gas lawyer. But I also know that we owe a duty as the media, as a lawyer, that due process must be followed whenever any allegation is made. That this should not be tried by public opinion, regardless of what you feel. And for me, in this particular instance, and because this is the time and now when Dangote is saying this thing, I have a problem with it because he should have whistle-blown since. He has been in the oil and gas industry for years. And this has been ongoing for years. You cannot tell me that he turned a blind eye or he did not know that this has been going on for years.
Correction. Dangote came into oil and gas.
I allowed you to land.
Okay.
So he knows that this kickback and all these things has been happening within the industry. So I would have respected him more if he had come out from Abinishu in this whole refinery that he built. If he really comes out to tell us everything that has happened and transpired within this whole time. So for me, because he also has something to benefit, I love the fact that he whistleblown, and we want more people to even come out and whistleblow. But due process must be followed.
In the
because
prosecution.
I know how in the prosecution or in the investigation first, let evidence be brought out. Because I know how allegations has messed up people's lives that you can never come back from that. So for me, it's huge.
Okay, let me take this call from Akpan. Akpan has called in from Lekki, then I'll come to you.
Good morning, everybody.
Good morning.
Hassan. That's Hassan.
I decided and I refused to make comment yesterday because I don't want to be one-sided. I want to be objective. Amaka, I give kudos to you once again. You see, what is happening now? I waited until when Farouk responded to Dangote's allegation. And he responded well as far as I'm concerned.
What did he say?
Because let us be fair to both parties. Farouk began to have problems with Dangote from the one when he challenged the quality of his roll-out PMS as a regulator. Please, is it because we are investors we should not be regulated? The answer is emphatic no. Is it because we are investors other people should not participate? The answer is no. What I'm seeing here is two elephants are fighting and the ground, the Nigerian populace, the victims are taking sides. Instead of you to look for a way to have a good bargain, you are taking side with Dangote. You are trying, others will take side with Farouk very soon. Instead of us to see it reflecting in pump price coming down for us to benefit as a big market. Nigeria is a big market. Like we say it on here today. Anybody in charge in Nigeria is a very, very lucky man and a rich man because Nigeria is a big market. And Dangote, all that he's trying to do, he has tried it in many areas to be a monopolist in a big Nigeria, in a big market like Nigeria. And I don't see it happening. He should begin to focus himself on having a chunk of having a market share, which he is succeeding in that aspect. He should not be afraid of competitors competing with him. It is all right. So we want to see it happening. Let us begin to see the pump price coming down and let us benefit so that we can plan well. Because the present price we are seeing, the present regime is soft here, it's unhealthy for economic development in Nigeria. Good morning.
Thank you. Mr. Hassan, don't leave yet. Have you left?
He's left.
Yes.
Okay, fantastic. Could you?
Yes, I'm hearing you.
What was the response that Mallan Farouk Ahmed? What was the response Mallan Farouk Ahmed gave to the allegations?
Not hearing you.
Can you say it? Maybe.
What was the response that Mallan Farouk Ahmed gave that convinced you?
What was the response that convinced me by Farouk was that he said it rightly. He said as a regulator, he was saddled with responsibility, about the quality and regulating the downstream sector of the economy. And based on the allegations they made about him, he raised the issue about scholarship for his children and the family foundation and how he started in oil and gas industry. And that one is left for Dangote to go and verify it. Because it's normal. Amaka, you have said it. You said that scholarship is flying left, right, and center. People can benefit from scholarships. And somebody can decide to think that it was his money.
Thank you so much, Mr. Hassan.
So I wanted to...
We have to go on a break. When we come back, we'll discuss if Dangote should be saying this or not.
And we'll discuss if that response was actually given. Yes, because that response may not have been given by the said person.
Stay tuned. Your View will be right back.